Stupid piece of... Hey, YouTube, Resta781. So, in case you couldn't already tell, Ariens 624. The wheels keep locking up. This has been sitting under his, it's a friend of mine's. It's been sitting under his garage for a couple of years. Ever since that problem happened, he just kind of parked it and that was it. And, well, now we're starting to get snow and he needs another blower. So he pulled it out of retirement and now it's my problem. Let me get you set up. Well, before we go crazy looking at parts for this thing, I just want to verify that it'll run. So I'm just making sure all the linkages are free. And the tank is empty, but that doesn't always mean... Yeah, that's gummy. I don't know. I don't think it was... Yeah, I don't think this was run out of fuel. It's got oil in it. It's very black. Has oil. Yep. That's a sign of things to come. to come, so. Anyway. Let me just see if it'll run. Spray a little ether in it. Alright, let's give her a little shot of the laughing gas. And see what happens. Fire in the hole. Big puff of black smoke. But she'll run. And now I got it flipped up on its snout. And the problem should be instantly obvious. All the teeth, or at least most of the teeth. Yeah, these ones are still good. As long as he drives on this part, he'll be fine. Teeth are gone from this bit. Also, the drive disc has worn a flat spot on it, probably from him holding it down to try to get it to drive. So we'll need this gear, drive disc. Do you guys see that hopping up and down? That's why this failed. These bushings are wiped, and that makes it so the teeth only grab on the outer edges and cause this exact issue. So at least we found what happened. Now we know how to fix it. Fun. Let's get tearing in. So we got to start by taking the wheels off, and that is one of the first saving graces of this job, is at least these wheels move, because you know they've never been off. Come on. Yeah, so we'll have to give those a good clean out, clean all the crap off the shaft here. Will the other side be that easy? Come on, 2 for 2. It's a miracle, I tell you. It's not happy about it, but I will take it every day of the week and twice on Sunday. So next we got a kind of unfriendly looking roll pin we got to drive out. So I'm going to hit it with the wire wheel real quick. And then give her a little bit of that. And I believe it's a 3/16, but we'll find out in a minute, right? Hopefully. Yep, it's moving. There you go. So now we got to take this bolt out, and then we should be able to just slide the whole axle out. Looks like a 7/16 nut and bolt combination. Everything's definitely rusted in there, but so far it's all playing nice. All right, we are free. But there's a lot of rust on the shaft here and on the shaft here. I'm gonna take 2 seconds and just wire brush what I can. Turn you back on in a minute. Well, we got it just about through. There are 2 washers right here. And we caught them. Excellent. Yeah, just 2 regular spacer washers. And now we should be able to tap it the rest of the way out. Excellent. Now's a good time to replace these bushings too if they're worn. Luckily these ones are nice and tight, so no need. Should just slide the rest of the way out, right? Nope. Pretty sure. Yeah, it's just a little more corrosion right there, so. 1 second. Well, that fought me just about every step of the way. So if you're doing this, take your time. Get a piece of sandpaper, sand it all nice and smooth. Now you can really see just how much wear is in this bushing. All right, looks like we got 4 nuts on each side. They are carriage style, so they are captured. But more importantly, if they snap, you can replace them. And then this should just slide right out. Oh yeah. There's your bushing. Do we even have to? Okay, so this will pull off. I'm trying to see how to take the whole thing out. This one's actually fine, but I'd like to replace them both. There was a washer, by the way. And a washer on this side, too. But yeah, I'd like to do them both, just so we know they're new, you're starting off fresh. And I think this should just slide out. The shaft. Yow. Yeah, that's in there. So if I drive this split pin out and then put a little lube there, I should be able to pull the whole thing out this hole. Doesn't look like it's in there too tight. Yep, it moved. Very tiny, it's 1/8. Split pin. I think. Yeah, it's coming. It's right there. Done. Now before I go pulling this out, just keep in mind that this whole piece, the only thing holding that in right now is that rod. So there's a washer here, there's another washer here, and that's all just gonna come falling apart as soon as this is gone. Unless you're just careful. There's a buildup of shmoo on the end. It's gonna fight every step of the way. All right, how about now? There it is. All right, bars out. All that pin does, by the way, is limit this travel, and you do need it because You don't want this thing to flop off. So now, because I'm changing this, I'm gonna pull the whole thing out. And here you go. One washer on each side, so don't drop them. This bearing's fine. It's a shame too, because this had a lot of, you know, a decent amount of meat left on it, except for right down here. So, all right, moving on. All right, time to press the old bushings out. So I got a 15/16 socket, and that fits perfectly over the edge of that. By the way, here's the new bushings, part number right there for you. And I'm hoping that these will just pop right out. All right, so they are moving. Now I'm gonna go find a socket that'll fit perfectly inside this hole. All right, it looks like it's a 1/2-inch socket for the win. Now it is just brass going into thin punched metal, so if you feel resistance, stop. And there we are. I'm gonna clean that up on the wire wheel real quick. And that's looking much nicer. So, new bushing. Line it up opposite of your socket and just tap. It goes in nice and smooth. Make sure it's bottomed out. I might have to give that one more little hit. There we go. And then do the same for the other one. So we're still waiting for a couple parts, but little tip for cleaning these rims. They sell these at Harbor Freight, or you know, they're like $1 a piece. You buy them in like a 6-pack, and they're perfect for hogging out the insides of these rusty rims. We know they'll work. I mean, we got them off, so any work we do to clean them up and the shaft is just going to make it all the easier. So I just kind of slapped the wheels onto that shaft because we're waiting for parts anyway. I'd rather keep going. So got to get this cover off. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this attached to this? Possibly, yeah. So it looks like there's 2, let me show you. 2 nuts. They look friendly, huh? And then there's 1 1/4-inch head, 1/4-inch, 1/4-inch, 1/4-inch. And then the whole thing should come off. Let's see what happens. All right, let's see. Well, it's kind of coming out, but it's taking the whole stud with it. So is this one. I guess a victory is a victory. Finish taking these 2 out in case that starts fighting us. I already took this one out and this one out and broke these loose. Oh, it is separate. All right, well, that's good. Oh, there's one more up here behind the choke. Wonder how many people have snapped that off because they didn't do it. All right, well, that's gross. This is fine, right? That's fine. Oh, we're already we have it off. I'm just gonna get these unstuck. Probably off camera. It's not that interesting. Watch your ears. So what I was doing before was I was reaching under and I was actuating the throttle, making sure it wasn't stuck. A lot of times when these things have been sitting, they can stick in place and then you'll be wide open throttle testing it out. Okay, so yeah, this is an easy one. The whole thing's gonna come off in one big pit. Oh, that fuel line is rock hard, so we're just gonna cut that. Sneak right in and make life easy for us. And we got two 7/16. Nope, 3/8. Figures I can't fit a socket because of the intake. Maybe a deep? No, it's too tight. Why do they do things like that? So there's actually two ways. I can use a number 3 Phillips too, so let's give that a shot. Perfect. And there's our prize. Just gonna undo it. There. All right, ours happens to be in the outer hole, which I might just take that off so it doesn't get lost in the ultrasonic. And we'll meet you at the bench. All right, so I'm probably gonna leave this on because, I mean, it'll get cleaned with or without it there. So here's what we were talking about in the last video. A lot of people say these bowls, the line should go 90 degrees to the inlet. So, just curious to what you guys have heard. Oof. Not the worst. Should clean up, as long as this pin isn't frozen in there. Clamp off. Place your bets. You think she'll come back to life? I have a fairly consistent success rate with these Tecumsehs. Yeah, that's petrified. So this pin doesn't feel, the best. Uh-oh. Let's keep going. This is the Pilot Jet. Non-adjustable. Some of the older ones, this was where you would make the adjustment. This type, you just wind them right in. This hole gets plugged a lot. And that'll cause a real rough running issue. It doesn't look plugged right now. You know I want to hit it with a hammer, right? All right, let's get a punch. Let's just try gentle. All right. Get to watch me break it. 3, 2. Oh, I think it moved. I don't know if my punch is small enough. Yeah, it should be. I was trying to go for the exact size. There we go. Success. I have broken these ears off in the past, so there's nothing in the float. Not to say it's not garbage. But last thing I want to do is try to prise out. There's an emulsion tube in there. Best way I've found to do it is try to sneak in there with a 90-degree pick tool. And I'm actually in the hole right now. And give it a push. If it doesn't want to move, don't move it. Which this one already doesn't feel like it wants to move. Let me try with a flathead. There. We got it. There it is. Yeah. Come on. There's an O-ring still in there. There's going to be one at the top and one at the bottom. These are just always hard as a rock. All right. Put it in the ultrasonic. we'll turn you back on in a minute. And I cut out what's left of that fuel line, and I'm going to try my sneak a new fuel line in without taking everything in God's green earth off the engine trick. So I get a pair of pliers on this, and we'll see if I win. Better buy a scratch ticket. Got her through, no issues. This fuel line. Well, at least now it's new. And we're back out. I tell you, some people can't get behind the ultrasonic cleaner. I love it. I have had at least a 75 to 80% success rate, I would say, with cleaning carbs. And that's being generous towards the negative end. Anyway, so here's the kit we're going to be using to rebuild. These little tiny O-rings, if I can find the part number, I'll put it right here. I buy them in bulk, and I haven't had to buy them for quite a while. So I'm going to have to do some digging. But I bought like 100 or something like that, as I was doing them for a while. They just go on like that, one at the top, one at the bottom. Yeah, so everything in here, it's a nice kit. Comes with everything but those little O-rings. So let's just knock everything all over the table. All right, clip for the needle. Needle came out great, but we have it. Let's replace it. Usually it's the seat on these that fails. Speaking of that, we'll do that next. A little bit of WD-40, and the installation tool for the seat also works for the emulsion tube, as I'll show you in a minute. Again, grooved side in for the seat, and then you'll just feel it nice and bottomed out. All right, so little lube down there. Long end goes in first. Sorry about that, the battery died. So the emulsion tube, long end in first, and then you can actually use the installation tool to just get it bottomed down. If you don't have that, a drill bit, anything, I mean, it's really not under any pressure at all, so please be gentle. All right, time for the needle and seat. Just gonna hook this onto that tab. And that metal tab is adjustable up or down to set your float height if you're having any troubles. This pin is giving me trouble. Let me go clean it up real quick. All right. Had to clean the pin up a little bit of corrosion. Should have known having to hammer it out. And then we'll just take a peek at the level. I think that looks pretty good. Needs a little tweak. So I need it to go down more, so I'm going to tweak this bar up just a bit. Just a hair more. What I'm doing is just adjusting where that tab meets. You want this to be almost leveled. Yeah, just about there. Okay, I'm happy with that. Once you got it, don't touch it, right? Put the gasket on. All right, now you may notice the bowl is looking a little different. This one actually, I started poking around where that corrosion was, and if it didn't have a hole, it was going to have one soon. So, had this one on the shelf, going to throw it on there. It doesn't have the drain, but he doesn't use the drain, so no harm, no foul, right? Pop that on nice. New gasket for the main jet. And drop the pilot in. All right, let's throw this on the machine, see how she runs. Well, I did not hit record for the first half, of course, but nothing too exciting. Just hooking up a fuel line, bolting it down. All right, linkages hooked on and working. Yeah, I think we're just about ready to try her out. All right, I got some fresh fuel in her. Choke is on. Let's see what happens. Fire in the hole. Huh. It's running good. Doesn't seem to want to idle. Let's try it again. Well, I don't care where you're from. I call that a success where I'm from. Excellent. Runs great. Even idles great. The only issue is China. I would turn it back on for you guys, but I just ran the bowl dry. I have the worst success rate with these. I don't care what brand it is. I spend the money for the expensive ones. One out of every 6, I'll say, I get to work for me. If you have a brand that you've used and had good luck with, please put it in the comments. It would help me out greatly. Yeah, it's been a season or two, but I'm not seeing any gray swirlies, silver swirlies just yet. All right, what do we got to do now? Oil's changing. Got parts ordered. Got to change out that stupid shutoff valve. All right, well, we'll turn you on when we get parts. Yeah, let's see you leak through brass. Jerk. Yeah, the last of the parts have finally showed up. Here's the drive disc. This is actually original. There's the Ariens part number there, 32483. It's amazing how long parts are taking to get here. I don't know if any of you guys are experiencing the same delays in shipping. They promise you one day and then a week later, well, we told you it could be late. And these could not be any simpler. There's three bolts, 7/16 out with the old, in with the new, but before I do, I'm gonna wire brush this face up. Much better. And you can see it sort of self-locates with these 3 little humps in the middle. Pretty monotonous. Don't need to watch me slap this thing together. I'll turn you back on when we get the machine up and... All right, let's see if we can do this all in one take. So, those 2 washers, one on each end. I'm just gonna chuck that right up into this bracket. All right, slide this shaft in, put 1 washer on the end like it's supposed to be, put that into the bushing, which I lubed up with marine grease. I haven't done the shaft yet just because I didn't want to be fumbling and handling it all. All right, another washer over here, and then the end bearing bushing cap. And that should be done. I just got to drive that roll pin in, but I'm going to do that once it's all bolted in and can't go anywhere on me. Good luck getting my big hands in here without you seeing what I'm doing. All right, this is actually getting pretty long, so I'm going to go ahead and button this up. Go a few steps ahead, and turn you on in a second. All right, that's in and done. Roll pin is in. Next, we're going to do the axle. 2 holes to the right. If you're not sure, the smaller hole is going to be on the right side because that's where that pin's going to go. So, put that through. Slide your 2 spacer washers on. Now this part's a little tricky. You gotta pull that back enough to not drop the washers. And then put the gear through. There we go. Now the washer over the end. Push her on through. And there we go. So you can see this is right where that bushing was riding. That's where I'm going to put the grease on. Again, I don't like, loading everything up with grease and then pushing it all through and then just getting it all over my hands. So now we've lubricated that. I'm going to do the same thing over here. There. That spins nice. Okay. What's left? Got to get this bolt through. Oh, it spins so much nicer. Not only the grease, but now we have teeth. All right, 7/16 deep. That is a lock nut, by the way, so no need to send her home. Oh, buttery smooth. Now we just got to drive that last roll pin in. We're good to go. Perfect. The gear shaft all lubed up. Everything is buttery smooth. It's very rewarding. By the way, the part number for this gear, I don't know if I put it in, so I'll put it right here. It's always satisfying when you can sort of start fresh, change everything. Sometimes you can't, but this is one of those times when... Anyway, moving on. All right, got her all filled with fresh oil, got gas in it. Let's see if everything works. Place your bets. Don't care who you are or where you're from. We call that here a success. Well, another one in the books, guys. That wraps this one up. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Want to thank you all again for liking, watching, commenting, subscribing. Almost at 2,000 subs. Let's keep it going. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.